Hello and welcome back, everyone. This video today is for all of you desk workers. I have put together a couple of different exercises that you can do easily on your lunch break or after work or as much as you simply can because you're sitting all day and your body needs to move. This is not any position that you hold for extended long periods of time, 6 to 8 hours a day. It's not good for you. Not good. You could hold a stretch for 8 hours a day. That is not good for you. You need to move. You need to break those positions and keep those pathways working within your body and open as nice as possible. So today we're going to go through a couple simple things that you can do to kind of undo all the doing from the day. And I know for me, I have always found it very difficult to sit in one position. I am a mover. I need to get up and move. So this one time I worked a full-time desk job, and for me, it did not go very well at all. I was the most antsy person. So the cool thing is that I know most companies encourage stand-up desks now. So really make sure to take a look at your workspace, especially if you're working from home too. A lot of people I hear, especially in the office when I'm working on patients, that they're working from their dining room table, from their couch, from their bed. We need to check out the ergonomics of the situation you are working in. If your computer is too low, what's going to happen? We're going to hunch over, right? So really making sure that things are working within the dimensions of your body is going to help you. So let's get to it. We're going to go through 4 or 5 exercises from head to toe to help you out with regaining some of that mobility throughout the day. I suggest doing this at lunch and before bed, but hey, that's just me. We'll see how it goes. Let me know how you like it. I can always add on to this another time. Okay, the first exercise we're going to do is really mostly to open up your chest and really work through that thoracic mobility from staying in one sort of position all day. So you're going to come into a tabletop position. So we're going to make sure that the hips are right over the knees are about hip width apart, and the shoulders are over the wrists, and the hands are about shoulder width apart as well on the floor. So that is our tabletop position. And from here, what we're going to do is we are going to take a nice deep breath in, and we're going to inhale our right arm straight up towards the ceiling. So you may be feeling very tight in here. You're going to feel a stretch through your chest, and you're going to feel, maybe I'm feeling kind of pinchy in my shoulders. So good. And we're going to come on to the other side. So deep breath in. As you inhale that left arm up towards the ceiling. Press through that right hand into the mat. Good. And come on back. Good. So a lot of you, if you're familiar with yoga, you'll know that this is sort of the beginnings to a pose that is called threading the needle, which is exactly where we're going to go next. So we want to be able to open up the chest, but also stretch out the shoulders underneath us. So keep just moving through. I'm going to suggest you do 10 of these back and forth each side. Try, it's hard to talk while we do this, but try to keep those hips square so that we're really isolating that twist in the upper back. So there you have it. So coming back into your neutral position, we're going into that threading of the needle. So we're in our tabletop position. You're going to inhale the right hand up towards the ceiling, reaching. I know my hand's out of frame, but I'm basically just reaching up towards the ceiling. And you're going to thread that arm behind your left wrist and bring the right shoulder down to the floor. Now my left hand is just supporting that twist in my upper back, and that stretch that you should start to feel through the back right shoulder. So my head is just resting on the mat, and I'm just going to take a few minutes here, and I'm going to breathe. Now, if you would like to progress this stretch, you can bring that left arm up towards the ceiling. You can cross it behind to reach around to the front of your right hip, just to feel a nice big twist along that spine, or you can keep it right in front of you. Deep breath in. As you exhale, untwist yourself and reset into that tabletop position. So from here, we're going to inhale that left arm up towards the ceiling, opening up that chest towards the left. Cross it over. Thread that left arm through behind the right wrist. Good. Relax that left side of the head down. Give your right arm a little bit of extra room and adjust as needed. Amazing. You guys are doing great. Good. And the more you press that right hand into the floor, the more of a stretch you're going to feel into that left shoulder. And making sure that left palm is facing up. Good. And again, if you would like to progress, just reach that right arm up, and you can reach it around the back towards the front of your left hip, or wherever feels good for you, and take a few deep breaths here. Amazing. And when you're ready, pressing into that right arm, coming on up to tabletop position, and maybe just giving the shoulders a gentle circle. So we're going to stretch out the neck. So you can do this, make sure you're sitting up nice and tall or in a chair, wherever you are. Really make sure those sits bones are rooted into the floor. We got a nice long back, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our right hand, we're gonna wrap it around to the left side of our face, kind of just above the ear, and we are going to start to pull it towards our right shoulder. So you're going to start to feel a nice big stretch down the front left part of your neck and into your trap. So if you feel a good stretch here, hang out here. To progress it, we're going to extend that left hand out beside us, fingertips just touching the mat. And if we want to come even deeper, bend your hand behind you, reaching up towards your shoulders, and sink into that stretch. Holding on to it for a couple more seconds. And gently come on out. We're going to move to the other side. Left arm wraps around, fingertips are just around the right ear. We're going to tip that head over towards the left side. Good. And extending those fingertips down to get a little bit of an extra stretch, or bending through that elbow, fingertips up towards the middle of your shoulder blades. Really working through those muscles in the side of your neck. Take a couple breaths here. Good, and come on out. Give your shoulders a little shimmy. Good. Next, we're going to clasp our hands behind our head. We are going to kind of put them right at the nape of our neck, and we're going to bring our elbows in front. We're going to look down towards our ankles, and we're going to let gravity do the work. So really stretching through back of the neck. Probably feel this in your upper shoulders,
Nice deep breaths here. Each stretch you want to hold from anywhere from 30 to 60 seconds. So feel free to pause the video and hold on to these stretches a little bit longer. For the sake of not always posting hour-long videos, I do shorten these stretches as we go. So please hold on as long as your body feels good in this stretch. So stretching through the neck. All right, the next stretch we're going to do is going to focus right on stretching out that hip flexor. So what we're going to do is we're going to come up onto our left foot, coming forward into kind of a half lunge. We're going to reach that right knee back behind us, and then we're going to pop that right foot up towards the ceiling. So grabbing onto that foot if you can, we're going to start to really sink forward into this stretch. I'm kind of wobbling here as I try to demonstrate for you, videotape, talk, you know, all the things all at once. So here we are. Good. You can rest that elbow. Just make sure that we are nice and supported through the back, that we're not kind of hunching over as we do this, because that would be redundant, right? We are practicing good form, and practice makes perfect, right? So grabbing on, if you can't reach that back foot, feel free to grab a strap or simply leave it on the floor extended and just sink in to that left leg to feel that stretch. So bringing that back foot up is really just going to add in not only a stretch into that hip flexor, but also a little bit more into the quad, which is really nice after a long day of sitting. So it's not much of a difference. Feel free to do whichever one works best for you. So we're gonna go on the other side. The right foot comes up in front of you. Make sure that knee is right over the ankle. We're gonna come up onto that right knee and reach back with the left to grab on to that left foot. So again, I will repeat, if this is too much for you, try incorporating the strap into it, or if that's still a little too tough for you, feel free to come back down. Top of the left foot goes onto the floor, and you just gently sink into that hip flexor. It is all the same. It is all stretching the same areas that we need to stretch. And likely, if you're feeling tight in that area and can't necessarily grab onto that foot behind you, you're probably already feeling a stretch in that quad. So there isn't too much of a difference. So not to worry, work within your boundary, work it through, and let me know how it goes. All right, the last stretch we're gonna do is going to be a nice, juicy, wide-legged child's pose, just to really give yourself a second to wind down, feel a gentle stretch through the hips and the upper back. This is a really great universal, just chill out, but gently, passively sort of stretch some of the muscles in here. So coming onto sitting on your feet, I've got my big toes touching behind me. You can't see them, but they are. Spread those knees nice and wide, wider than your hips, and just start to reach forward. Drop the forehead onto the mat and keep inching forward, really just to feel that nice length that you're able to pull. It almost feels like someone's pulling your upper body, which is so nice to feel, especially when you've been stuck in one position for the whole day. Let your stomach sink in between your thighs towards the floor. Let everything relax. Take a few nice deep breaths here and let go of the stresses from the day.
And there you have it, my friends. A couple of great stretches to start with, to start to get into the habit of putting into your routine. on your lunch, in the morning, after work, wherever suits you and works within your schedule. Try them out, see how they feel, see how they help you throughout the next couple of days once you start getting into the groove of doing them. I promise it's gonna help with relieving some of that tension that you're feeling during the day. Hopefully. Anyways, let me know how it goes. Take care of yourself, guys. I'll see you next